All right, good evening, everybody. It is now time to start the evening meeting here on the February 27, 2024 Hempstead Town Board meeting. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Supervisor Clayton.
I am here.
Councilman Carini.
Councilman Carini.
Are you here?
You're here.
Councilman Dunn.
Here.
Deputy Supervisor.
Here.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm here.
Councilwoman Miller. Councilman Muscarella.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Here.
All right, I'm going to ask the Deputy Supervisor, who is spending her birthday here with all of us here at the evening Town Board meeting, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
All right. Hand over heart. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Madam Clerk, would you please call the first public hearing?
Yes, we have a proposed local law regarding regulations and restrictions to limit parking in Franklin Square.
Okay, a member of the board wish to be heard? I do not have any slips on item number one. Is anybody not signed in wish to be heard on item number one? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
I second the motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
Proposed local law regarding parking or standing prohibitions in East Meadow, Franklin Square, Oceanside, near Rockville Center, and near Valley Stream.
All right, any member of the board wish to be heard? I do not have any slips. A member of the public who wishes to be heard in this item did not sign in. If not, may I please have a motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and the board approve the proposal. I second it.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed local law regarding arterial stops near Valley Stream.
All right, any member of the board wish to be heard? I do not have any slips on item number three. Anybody wish to be heard did not sign in? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
I second that motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
Proposed local law regarding bus stops in Baldwin and Oceanside.
Okay, any member of the board wish to be heard? Okay, I do have somebody who signed in. Ms. Maraday? Good evening. If you give your name and address for the record, thank you.
Good evening, Meet and J. Meriday. Just wanted to know with regard to where's the actual location for the bus stops, and are we going to start considering having some kind of, I don't know, protective seats or things like that at these bus stops for residents? But I just want to know where the bus stop's located in Baldwin.
Identify yourself.
Yes, Tom Reed, representing Traffic Control Division. This location is Atlantic Avenue at Eastern Boulevard. There is no longer a bus stop there by the Nice Bus Company, so we're removing the bus stop restrictions.
Oh, so there's no longer the bus stop that's, what was that, the 35 or 37?
Not that particular intersection, correct.
Okay, what happened with that bus stop?
Got eliminated by the Nice Bus Company.
Oh, another one bites the dust. Okay. All right, great. Okay, and who would I speak to with regard to, as I said, getting some kind of seating or, in some locations where they provide seating and things like that at the bus stops for residents, particularly we have
nice,
seniors.
right?
That would be the Nice Bus
You
Company.
have to call.
It's the bus company?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Brent, anybody else wish to be heard in this item? All right, if not, may I have a motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second the motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini. Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
And Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed handicap parking on public streets in Belmore, Levittown, Uniondale, and near Westbury.
All right, member of the board wish to be heard? I don't have any slips on item number five. Anybody wish to be heard did not sign in? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board approve the proposal.
All right. May I get a second?
Second the motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed site lease agreement between Dish Wireless LLC and the Town of Hempstead for a term of 60 months with 4 additional 5-year renewals, unless terminated sooner, to install, operate, maintain, and manage a telecommunications facility on approximately 35 feet of space on the real property located at 330 Lido Boulevard, Point Lookout, and to consider the designation of the Town Board of the Town of Hempstead as the lead agency and review the lease under the SECRA law pursuant to 6 NYCRR 617.7 at the property.
Okay, any member of the board wish to be heard on this item? All right, have any slips? Any member of the public wish to be heard on this item that did not sign in? Okay, if you please give your name and address, thank you.
Yes, Mita J. Meriday, just concerned where we're saying that this is to install and operate and maintain, and that it has a clause in there to terminate, but it seems like there's going to be a lot of building going on in that area, and just concerned, again, when we're talking about a secret requirement, because we have a lot of issues already with regard to various pollutants, wire services among them. So what would be our fallback if we decide to terminate this lease? Would they then remove the structure and any potential environmental impacts?
Good evening, just identify yourself.
Good evening, Supervisor, members of the Town Board. Don O'Connell, Town of Hempstead Department of Water. With regard to your question, Ms. Meriday, this facility is going to a previously installed location that Sprint Wireless was occupying. And in that location, they're basically taking up 35 square feet. If they were to terminate the lease, they would be required to remove all the existing equipment that was at the location and to totally return the site back to its natural state.
Okay, and any potential environmental impact, since we have a lot of companies that have left here and left behind some
Not that I'm aware of. It's about a 35 square foot of space that's going to be fenced in. There's maybe a 20 square foot concrete pad that would be placed there with some equipment mounted on it. And if there was a termination of the lease, they would break up the concrete pad and return it back to its original form. There's no toxic chemicals or anything like that. That would be an environmental concern.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anybody else wish to be heard? All right, if not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed
done.
and the board adopt the item.
Second the motion.
All right, Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Guzmi.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
And Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Don, I just want to congratulate you, the first commissioner, deputy commissioner that's ever actually jumped over the rope in the front. So I want to congratulate you on that. I appreciate that. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
Determining parcels benefited by construction or reconstruction of sidewalks in the following communities: Baldwin, Belmore, Bethpage, East Meadow, Elmont, Franklin Square, Inwood, Levittown, Merrick, North Baldwin, North Belmore, North Merrick, Oceanside, Roosevelt, Seaford, Uniondale, Valley Stream, Wantagh, West Hempstead, Westbury, and Woodmere.
All right, I don't have a member of the board wish to be heard on this. All right, I have somebody signed in, Ms. Meriday. How you doing? Name and address, thanks.
Mita J. Meriday, what happened to the podium back here?
Do you have a question on item number 7?
Yeah, I did, but I was just, it's kind of hard to have my papers here and there's no podium because I do have a bad back. But
Last time you were complaining the podium was back too far, so maybe we'll do that. So if you have a question, great.
we're moving closer. I'm not complaining. At least I'm not
Like
in
I
the
said, I
back
thought
of-
you'd be happy
not
with
in the
this one.
back of the room.
It's just sometimes this is no making anybody happy.
I do
Let's
have
go.
my Rosa Parks hat on, so I am happy that we're not in the back of the
okay.
room. But with regard to the reconstruction, just want to get an idea, since we do have Baldwin and North Baldwin, which again, it's only one Baldwin. We have one zip code. So clarification as to the reconstruction of these sidewalks. We still have an issue with regard to some town roads. So just kind of curious as to what sidewalks are being reconstructed.
All right. What do we have here from Highway?
Would they be individual homeowners?
We're gonna find out for you. So Town of Hempstead, we're gonna find out.
Usually I lean on the podium, but if we-
Well, we don't want you to do that. Maybe our engineering department deputy commissioner will step in here. I
Okay.
know, unfortunately, the highway commissioner was called away on a family issue, so it's a little under
I hope all is well with his family.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Jeff, thanks for stepping in here. If you identify yourself.
Jeff Tierney, Deputy Commissioner of Engineering, Supervisor.
She'd like to know the location of Ms. Meriday? Oh,
Yeah.
What this entails is basically, when the highway department comes around and there's a violation of your sidewalk, you're given an opportunity to have the town replace it under their contract and have the sidewalk assessed on their tax rolls. I don't have the locations. It's a highway department issue, but that's the whole
premise, that somebody, if they have a broken concrete and it's dangerous, the town comes in, notifies you, and you have a choice. You can fix it yourself, or you can have the town do it and it's billed in your assessment rolling on your tax bill.
correct.
Okay, yeah, perhaps if you could follow up and give her the exact locations in Baldwin, that would be awesome. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anybody else wish to be heard? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini. Aye. Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman, Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a resolution classifying the application G2D Development of Baldwin as an unlisted action, declaring lead agency status, and issuing a negative declaration under SEQR.
Okay, any member of the board wish to be heard? And if anybody signed in, anybody in the public wishes to be heard? If not, may I please have a motion? Oh. Okay, then come on up there and give your name and address to the record. Thank you.
Mita J. Meriday,
Skip.
resident of the world.
Okay, well, actually, it doesn't matter. So it's your
Resident of the world.
Okay.
G2 development. So again, clarification, what does this mean? Since it's already going to be resolved in the next paragraph. So you've already made a decision. Well, what are you deciding? So residents in Baldwin who unfortunately can't make this meeting will have an understanding of what's happening in their community or not happening in their community.
Several months ago, we had a public hearing to build a complex on Harrison Avenue. There was a public hearing held. The project was completely vetted. There were some residents that expressed some concerns. Quite frankly, some of those residents even reached out to the town attorney's office. I think we resolved their fears, and the first resolution deals with the secret determination with regard to that, and the second one is the actual decision approving the plan.
Okay. So this is the one that's on that corner?
No,
Correct.
Okay, where they had the issues right across from the train station, the transit-oriented?
No. That one's already been voted on. This is, if I remember correctly, this is the funeral home location. Am I right about
This
that?
is the funeral home location.
Cesare's Funeral Home?
Correct.
Yeah. This is the one we had the hearing on. A lot of people came.
You weren't here.
Yeah, I try to come when folks are not coming just to hear what else the rest of the stuff y'all are doing. But anyway,
Great. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Anybody else wish to be heard? Great. If not, I have a motion.
I move the resolution number 8 and ask all the town board members to approve it.
All right. Can I have a second?
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the decision calendar.
On the decision calendar, we have it to consider the application of Baldwin G2D development in the Baldwin mixed-use zoning overlay district of the building zone ordinance.
Motion on the decision calendar.
I move the decision calendar in its entirety with the board participating.
I get a second?
Second.
All right.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
And Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the administrative calendar.
Yeah, so on the administrative calendar,
want me
we
to move
have items 10 through 39. I also have one item of an urgent or emergency nature. It is entitled a resolution calling public hearing on application of 2962 Oceanside LLC for inclusion in and variances from the provisions of the GSS ordinance at Oceanside, Town of Hempstead, New York.
Okay, what will that be added as? Item number?
40.
Okay, thank you very much. Any member of the board wish to be heard on the administrative calendar? All right, I have nobody signed in to speak on the administrative calendar. Anybody not signed in wants to be heard? If not, may I please have a motion on the administrative calendar?
I move the administrative calendar number 10.
I did sign in.
Well, we don't see
I
it.
asked to be.
Well, Ms. Meriday, I'm just letting you know, there's nothing here. If it's easy to identify yourself.
really don't
like I
think
said,
my tone was
I just want to let you know, we called you on the
coming
other ones who were signed in. So if you'd
Not
like
a
to be heard on the
problem.
administrative calendar, it's your
Whenever you're
opportunity.
ready, sir, but you were moving.
If you give
for
us your name and
vote, so-
address.
Whenever you're ready, sir.
Okay. Name and address.
Ready? Okay. We good? All right. I'm at peace. Just a few items with regard to the calendar. Number 10, when we're talking about this affiliation with Discover Long Island and the Department of Tourism. Since the recent decision, it came down again about the lease agreement with the casino. I'm hoping that they won't be promoting that, which we are hoping gets moved on as definitely a bad decision. Item 17, the acceptance of the New York State Office of Children and Family Services for comprehensive youth projects. What type of youth projects are we talking about? For 17, what communities are going to be benefiting from those projects? And item 18, the amendment to the 2023 adopted budget, general fund. Are any of those funds coming from anything that was earmarked from COVID resources or ARP funds that are still not going into communities for infrastructure and general health related projects and veteran services?
Okay.
So if anybody can answer those questions for me,
Bert Rogatis can,
and I guess while
and Bert's going to come up. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
See? We're all good.
Deputy Commissioner, I'm going to ask you to come on up to the mic over here. I'm going to ask you to identify yourself. Hey, rough him, you know, rough him up there, throw him out. Come on, Kurt.
Patterson, Acting Commissioner, Planning Department. Good evening, Supervisor.
Good evening.
Automatic seats. We have a couple of agencies we deal with. New York State gives us money. Gateway Youth Outreach, Education of Assistance Corporation, Big Brothers Big Sisters. This is a yearly thing. We get these funds every year, and we give them to these.
Is there a report on where these funds actually go, the types of programs, and who's involved with them? Again, are we talking senior services, veteran services? Again.
Yeah, I can speak to that. You know, after the meeting.
Okay. Okay. And on 18?
And then 18, John, I think that one's more yours. And by the way, Acting Commissioner, I just want to say you're retiring. Is that correct, Bert?
Number one.
Are you retiring?
Not sure.
Good for you. That's what I like to hear, Bert. You're a good man. We don't want to lose you. I like that. All right. John, if you can identify number 18. Oh, Bert, you made my day.
It has to do with the emergency rental program that the town has. I think it's been over $50 million that we got out to the communities, mostly the local communities. And this is just a reallocation of some administrative charges. The company doing it we had set aside X number of dollars, and they said to us, we don't need the $65,000. So the town, which we haven't taken any administrative charge, we're taking this to offset some of the costs in my office.
For emergency rentals, for you mean as far as homeowners?
But that's emergency
rentals. This is rental for equipment?
Rental.
No, rentals. Like
it's emergency rental
equipment.
Assistance.
No, not equipment.
That's what I said, for homeowners, for rentals, for renters.
Landlords and tenants, Ms. Maraday.
I understand that. So it's housing. Let's talk about housing.
Correct.
Okay, so you're taking money back, but can those funds again be used for someone who needs rent to stay in their apartment or living space, is my question.
Today, Supervisor, I spoke with the vendor that handles this for the town, and they have more than enough money.
Really?
Yes, they do.
Oh, that's interesting. We got a serious homeless problem, but we've got a vendor that's got more than enough money. That's kind of interesting. Okay, if that's your answer, then I'll have to go with it. 25, 20, thank you so much, sir. 25, 26, 27, bond resolutions. I know we have a significant litigation fund similar to the county. I'd just like to have an idea of how much money we're actually expending for settlements, and what are we doing so that we can stop being sued on such a regular and enormous basis?
Yeah, John, I think, how much are the amounts of the settlements in these cases?
In this case, one of the settlement is for $800,000. I will tell you that the previous town attorney authorized a settlement of $1.2 million. We settled for $800,000. And if you look at the date of the accident, it was 2009. So interestingly, and I explained this to the supervisor, and quite frankly, in the town attorney's office, we're very proud of this. The difference between 2022 and 2023, year-end money spent for settlements and litigation to outside counsel, There was a difference of $250. So we're managing it pretty well. The other was a more recent car accident where the demand in court was $500,000. The judge recommended we settle it for $100,000, and on the eve of trial, we settled it for $85,000. So the supervisor manages our money he manages how we settle our cases. Specifically, the supervisor gives us a lot of trouble and makes sure that we settle these things at something that's beneficial to the city. In this case, the $800,000 case, there were 3 fatalities. And they estimated that it would cost, the estimate is that trial, we could have been on the hook for $6, $7, $8, $9 million.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Thank you for that answer and political commentary. That's always helpful. My last statement before my time, because my money is coming out of my pocket, but before my time runs out, the contracts towards the back. I still have yet to see in 2024, we list that we are giving contracts to minorities, women, veterans, and service-disabled veterans. I don't think it's a hardship to add a little more ink just to recognize that we do have some diversity, if possible, in this township. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else wish to be heard on the administrative calendar? Great. If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the administrative calendar, number 10 through 40, in its entirety, and ask the town board to accept this.
Second motion.
Aye.
Who was the second? Was it?
Dennis was.
Dennis Dunn?
Yeah. He's coughing all over the mic.
Supervisor Clavin?
Aye. Yeah, no, aye, absolutely, yes.
Councilman Carini?
Aye.
Councilman Dunn?
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby?
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller? Aye. Councilman Muscarella?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Aye.
All right, can I make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin?
Aye.
Councilman Carini?
Aye.
Councilman Dunn?
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby?
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller?
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Aye.
Okay, now that the formal town board meeting has been adjourned, some of us will remain. One of us has a prearranged appointment she has to go to listen to the comments of residents. So with that, I will start with, where's my little computer here? Maria Marcheritai, and I apologize if I mispronounce your name. Marcheritai? Okay. Okay. Paula Warner? Hi, just go to the mic and give your name and address. Thank you.
Hi, Missy, thank you.
My name is Paula Werner. I live in Freeport. I am a local animal rescuer, and I have some concerns about what we're hearing.
We can't hear you. Could you
Turn the mic up.
turn the mic up for her, please?
Wow.
That's a little too loud. All right. I know you're filling in tonight.
There are a few animal rescuers in the audience. We've been hearing all over the place that the town of Hempstead is getting rid of a lot of our dogs. 20 of them are supposed to be shipped out. 3 of them were just shipped out to a gentleman in Florida that has no credentials. I'd like to know who approved all this and what certifications did these people have?
Ms. Warner, you may not be familiar, this is the public portion where residents speak. I'll be happy to follow up, and just because somebody put something on the internet doesn't make it true. But if you'd like to give your name and address, I'll ask Commissioner Marino to go in the back right now and take your name and address, and he could follow up with it.
But 3 of the dogs are already gone.
Again, I'm not familiar with this. I can't give you a definitive answer. The commissioner is going to take your name and address, and he's going to follow up with you.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you very much for coming in, though. Next, I have Shafi Masiki? Mashriki. I came close. Come on. Commissioner Marino, meet you in the back. Jerry, thank you.
Shafi Mashriki, Hicksville, New York.
How you doing? All right? Name and address. Thank you again.
So basically, my thing is regarding the food truck law, that we have to move every 15 minutes. You know, we're dealing with hot food, a steam table, sometimes oil, and every 15 minutes for us to move, it's just unheard of. Another thing is, I signed a petition, over like 1,000 people signed a petition for me to stay at a certain location. If you guys want to see that.
Well, you can, if one of our public safety officers will go back there and take it, or somebody from the town clerk's office. Thank you.
So I've been at Hempstead for like over 10 years at a certain location by the Walmart. And, you know, more food trucks are coming there and it's causing a problem for pretty much all of us.
Okay.
So it's
Especially Walmart.
that 15 minutes, you know, we need to change that law.
Okay. All right, Liz, we'll take it in. You know, the law was put into effect because we actually had received a lot of complaints from businesses as well as residents of it. I appreciate your petition. I'll talk to the town board, and we appreciate you coming in. But like I said, the change is really spurred because residents and businesses came in to lodge a complaint. But like I said, we'll take a look at it. Oh, sorry.
Most of our families, we have businesses right down Hempstead. We have Shah's Halal Food, Naz Halal Food. I have a store in Elmont myself.
I'm not disputing. I'm saying, you know,
we all start off small and then obviously we get to, you know, to restaurants, but, you know.
That's okay. Danny, where's Commissioner or Deputy Commissioner Leo? That's the Deputy Building Commissioner. He'll take your name and address. We'll follow up with you. Like I said, you pointed out, we appreciate it. We'll take a look at it, but we'll follow up with you on it.
All right. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thanks for coming down today. Next, I have Ms. Meriday. Name and address for the record.
Keep trying. Mita J. Meriday. Okay, so recent developments with regard to two crucial items that are impacting Nassau County, the town of Hempstead. The court ruling with regard to the casino and the Newsday article about the funding or lack of funding for the medical center. And I feel that the town of Hempstead, which is, you know, centrally located with regard to both of those facilities in those areas, has kind of been, you know, I get it. With regard to the casino, I get it. But, you know, there are people who had strong opposition about it. People had strong opposition about the lines that were drawn. You're dividing communities like Baldwin in half. Still have issues with that. But the medical center, NUMIC, whatever you want to call it, is a location that has strong concern for me because of the Veteran Services Agency. And before anybody jumps down my throat to talk about the Veteran Services Agency, I know that they are one of the hardest working in the country, okay? Been over there, worked with them, been at stand downs, support homeless veterans on a regular basis, wives, widows, all of that. But it resembles a double wide trailer that you might find in the rural South, not in the Long Island, America's first suburb, New York, the great Empire State. And it is an embarrassment for the most part that they have to work so hard, get paid so little, and work into a space that's so small and we don't have our own designated VA facility. And it seems to me the refusal of the town as well as the county to work in concert with state and federal agencies and organizations to generate the funding and resources that we need to possibly have something like, hey, a center for excellence for research and support services for our veterans and their families right here on Long Island. You have an item here where we continue to reimburse people for traveling to other locations for conferences. They may be well worth the trip, but why can't we ever have any events hosted here? Why can't we ever do anything that's centered here? Why aren't we generating the research, the development, and the aspects for living here on Long Island and in the town of Hempstead? We pay the second highest property taxes in the country in Nassau County. This town operates on now a $500 million budget, and you still have lack of diversity in your offices, and no offense to your commissioners, but I don't see anybody who looks like me walking up to that mic this evening. That's a problem. But you don't want to talk about DEI issues because what? You think it's impacting people of color who still get less than 3% of those opportunities? Let's think about our veterans more than just wearing the flag pin.
Okay,
thank you
so much. We appreciate it as always. Next I have Miss Kylie, or is it Keely? I don't want to get yelled at by you. There you go. You got it right this time. Just give your name and address to the record.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is this on? Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Monica Kiley from Garden City, New York. Okay. I'm here to talk about the website and the information that is on the website about the Sands Casino proposal. But Can I back up and ask, are you still going to maintain that source of public information? Is the process moving to the county? Are you still going to maintain that public information?
Jack? John?
When somebody sends us a comment with regard to the casino, we're putting it up on the website.
No, but are you going to keep maintaining that if the approval process, if lead agency is Nassau County going forward, are you still going to have that public information? It's good. I'm telling you, it's good.
If we're not doing it, you know, if someone else is taking the mantle of that, then they would do it. We wouldn't. Fair to say? Maybe we transfer it over to them, I guess, if there is something.
If the lead agency's status changes to the county, you would still be an involved agency, and we could keep the website as a service.
Great.
Okay, so now comes to the, first part of my comment says thank you, because there is a lot of useful information up there. So I want to thank you for having it and maintaining it. But now, sadly, I have to get to the complaint portion of my statement. Mr. Libbert promised in January that there would be plenty of information on the website for the public to access, and it's there, but the public can't really access it very well. It's difficult. He said there'd be an obvious spot on the homepage. There's a red button on the homepage, but that can be any category. It updates frequently. There's only 2 slots. Sands often gets bumped off there. It's also called Integrated Resort. Just say casino, guys. That's what everybody calls it. It's a casino. The other thing about that is that even if you know where to go, you click on the red button. There's a long list of documents there. It's great that all the information is there, but it needs relabeling. There's also something there called comments in support of. These are public comments from party attendees at a Sands Christmas party. They're from all over Long Island. They're, Rocky Point, Smithtown, some Levittown, some Westbury, but a lot of folks from all over the place, one from Las Vegas. And when we look for public comments that you guys collected on the Town of Hempstead website, they're not there. They're in a completely different area of the website. So for the casual person that might figure out to click on that red button and get to that list of documents, they see comments in support of, they don't see a category comments opposing. There are hundreds of them from local residents, but they're not there on that list. So you need reorganization, relabeling. I'm running out of time, but I think you get the picture of what I'm saying. So thank you, but it could be better.
Okay.
Mr. Supervisor, Ms. Kiley, I would respectfully disagree. By no means am I a computer literate person, and it's real easy for me to see all the comments, both pro and con, on our website. You click it, it's right at the top. You open up the Town of Hempstead website, it's right there. You can't miss it. Then when you click it, there's 3 sections. All of the comments, both pro and con. Some of the more pro ones and some of the more con ones we highlight. But as far as the comments, and I see them all, and hundreds may be a low number, it may be over 1,000 comments we've got now. They're all put up there for people to see.
But we appreciate it, and look, there's nothing wrong with offering suggestions. We can modify it and make it more appealing, or visual changes. That's great.
It's not that.
But okay, again, you've made some suggestions. I'll take it back to IT and see if we can incorporate it. But like I said, I think my town attorney said it. All the information's there. All the comments are there. It doesn't matter if somebody's for or against it. All the comments are there because we're not trying to hide anything and we want it to be out there. I said. I'm not disputing with you. And some people might really like it, but like I said, we'll take it. And if you send an email with any other suggestions, I'll talk to my IT department about changing it. And we appreciate any of the feedback about it. You can send an email, or Artie, are you here? That's my IT commercial. You could take his email and you could, give him an email of suggestions, and then he'll follow up with me, and we'll see if it's going to work. But we appreciate it. We'll change things if we have to. No, it's IT. That's Artie. You just mentioned it. Okay. So next I have George Krug. Name and address for the record, thank you.
George Krug, Garden City. Good evening to all. Thanks for the opportunity to speak. I respectfully request that the town of Hempstead, before deciding on zoning changes at the Nassau Hub for the casino project, commission an independent economic impact study to determine the full effects of this enormous project on our town and county. This casino is being pitched as an economic shot in the arm, but a shot like this is pretty big, and it's going to have side effects. And the side effects are going to last for decades, long after it's built and the construction jobs are a distant memory. The most basic level of diligence would be to project how those effects break out in the near and long term. For example, the Sands intends to build more than a dozen restaurants on site, so they will be competing with our downtown restaurants for customers, for wait staff, cook staff, hosts, managers, etc. And our local guys are still reeling from the pandemic and inflation. So how many restaurants will close due to this competition, and what will the ripple effects of that be? More broadly, the Sands will be competing for labor of all kinds in an already stressed labor market. Property values drop when casinos go in. How will this impact homeowners and tax revenue? There will be more pressure on workforce housing, already a major problem. Local retail will feel these pressures. Social services will be pressured. Fire and EMS will have enormous additional burdens covering huge buildings filled with thousands of people. What will that cost? Security and law enforcement costs in surrounding neighborhoods, not just on site, but in surrounding neighborhoods and at Hofstra and Nassau Community College should be considered as well, as the impact to recruiting at these two schools and the economic ripple effects of that. Let's not forget to factor in the impact of preferential tax treatment that the Sands is already seeking. I've only scratched the surface of factors to consider. But first, there must be an independent vetting of the Sands business plan. Commentary in the gambling trade press shows that there's some doubt about their optimistic revenue projections. So what's the risk of the Sands building their Phase 1 casino and going no further if revenue misses the mark? We cannot just take their word for it. We owe it to ourselves to then compare the impact of a casino project with the impact of a mixed-use project, like the one that was being planned and gaining support just before the Sands came along. Otherwise, how would we know which was better for the community? People speaking at the January 18th public hearing in favor of the casino seem to think that the Sands is the golden goose. They've got it backwards. We are the golden goose. And the Sands is just promising to give back a small portion of what they're taking away. Some people will benefit from this project. Some people will lose. Let's make sure we all know who the winners and losers are before we allow the Sands to install their $2 billion a year drain. It's critical that this tract of land be put to the highest use for town residents. Your legacy is at stake. Our future is at stake. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, I'm going to call Tate Simmons. How you doing? If you give your name and address for the record, thank you.
Hi, Tate Simmons. Okay, so we know why I'm here, but just for anyone who doesn't, I'm here as a reminder that we still have some unfinished business with the Town of Hempstead Animal Shelter. Last time we spoke was a few months ago, so I graciously gave everyone space to see what the shelter could come up with. Obviously, last time we spoke, great things came about. The Central Vets contract was cut, so that's a great step, but there is 50% still standing, and which is a huge problem, and that's the Lost and Found program that is non-existent. I went through and did a little bit of research with my marketing background and saw that since the day Spirit and Toast were killed, 0 cats were posted on the Lost and Found page for Facebook for Town of Hempstead. Town of Oyster Bay Animal Shelter, who is one of the best shelters in my opinion, has had over 75 cats posted since that date. So just do the math, 0 to 75 ratio, it's insane. And I know that cats have gone through. Looking forward, even seeing what's been going on with the dogs, there's a huge problem at hand. I don't know if it's going to be something that you guys are looking into or if it's something that the supervisor should look into. But I'm coming from a corporate background, and I know you guys all speak business. This shelter should be for the love of the pets, but it's not. It's business, right? There is no protocol put in place for Lost and Found. I don't understand how a shelter can have no Lost and Found program in place. I see dogs, it's not a problem. There's no cats being posted. I don't know if this is with Supervisor Ashley, who has yet to come up and address me. I've been here a lot of meetings. There's been nothing changed. Last I checked on Facebook, I'm seeing dogs are being shipped to other states. I saw a picture of a dog I actually wanted to adopt, shipped to another state with 3 collars on. One collar so high that it was choking him to death where he couldn't even bring his head down. So there's a lot of issues here. I think, look, the 3 minutes is fine. I work a full-time job. I'm fighting to be here. It's super frustrating. So moving forward, you can expect an email from me at the end of next week. I'm proposing a Spirit Safety Act, which is a strict set of protocols for the lost and found. Look, Ashley, the staff at the shelter, I don't know anyone's faces. No one's addressed me here. If you're here, this is a shame that no one is doing anything. This is a shelter. Your job is to protect the pets. I don't know what's going on in there. It's like they're sending dogs out. I know people are losing their cats. I know people want to be reunited. I had to spend Christmas this year crying under the Christmas tree, 19 years of not having my cat with me. Chris Carini, I saw a beautiful photo of you, your family dog on Christmas. I didn't have that luxury. I know we have animal lovers in here. This isn't something that I should have to hound. This is just a lost and found program. Go on Town of Hempstead Facebook. Look, you'll see what I'm talking about. Compare it to Town of Oyster Bay. They post details in the collars where the animal's found, and most of the time they put reunited at the top. These are issues that we have to talk about. You can expect an email from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Next I have Tommy Demisa? Okay, if you come to the back mic and give your name and address, thank you.
You could just call me Tommy D, because that's what most people do. So thanks for giving me a couple moments here. I'm actually here on behalf of the animals. I'm here on behalf of the voiceless. I'm here on behalf of creatures that can't come up here and talk for themselves. So I'm going to lend you my voice. Every single week, my friend and colleague and business partner run a weekly show called the Professionals and Animal Lovers Show. So you think you see a lot of Tate? Well, get used to seeing me, because I'm going to be here a lot, okay? And we're going to get some things done, and we're going to fix some things. I'm actually going to read you something that my colleague and animal advocate sent me to read to you all. So it's a quote, so I'm going to quote. I won't do a fake voice, but I'll just read it to you. I'm speaking to you tonight as a fellow pet parent. All, if not most of you, have at least one pet in your household and have expressed that you consider yourselves animal lovers and that you consider these pets part of your family. If you had to board your dog or cat, what would you look for? Would you visit the location you were going to board them to see for yourself where and how the pets were treated? Would you look at the cleanliness? Would that matter to you? Would you hire someone who has 0 certifications and horrible company reviews and reputation to take care of your animals? Would you allow them to slap a shock collar onto your dog? Would you consider the candidate that had been evicted 3 times and has 24 run-ins with the law, including 11 animal infractions, resisting arrest, failure to report dangerous dogs, and reports to domestic disputes? Would any of you consider somebody like that to take care of your pets? Your family members? If you did not raise your hand, here's what should happen immediately. Demand that those dogs, and Mr. Clavin, all due respect, the fact that you say this is don't watch what you see on the internet, this is real stuff. This is happening. It's not some, fugazi nonsense just on the internet, okay? Demand that those dogs are returned and get a refund because the county paid, Town Hempstead rather, paid these people. Cease and desist the exportation of all TOHS shelter dogs and cats until, at the very least, you look at the right minimum criteria and safeguards to put in place and give those dogs what they need. Post an RFP for a qualified, highly credentialed behaviorist and trainer. You can do it right here. You don't have to ship these animals off the island. And then I'm going to read, because this is from my friend Valerie Heffron. Senator Clavin, we've known each other for years, and we've had our share of ups and downs, but we're all about the animals, both of us. Don't you think it's time we work together to avoid additional catastrophes? Together, we could save money for the taxpayers and, importantly, save lives.
Thank you very much.
I know I'm out of time.
And tell Valerie I send my best, and I appreciate the promotion to Senate, but I'm happy here. She's a very good friend of mine. That's true. Next, I have up Cheryl Raja. No, that's okay, sir. If you have a seat, thank you very much. Cheryl Redshaw? How you doing? If you can give your name and address? Thank you.
Yes, hi, thank you. I'm sorry, I'm not prepared like the rest are because I had no idea what to expect tonight. My name is Cheryl Redash. I'm a Seaford resident. I am totally aware of a lot of atrocities that are occurring over at the Town of Hempstead Animal Shelter. I am a huge animal advocate, and I am here to find out from Mr. Clavin, please, why the Town of Hempstead would allow a Florida so-called rescue that I don't even know is a 501c3 operation with a gentleman that does not even have certifications for training to come clear across the eastern part of the United States from Florida to New York to retrieve one dog and then take 3. I would like to know how much money was used from the taxpayers' dollars to pay this Mr. Michael Breitsch pressure and why this was allowed. I also am very interested in finding out why there was no pinch collars or why there was no shock collars being used on these animals for all the years that they were at the Town of Hempstead shelter, and in less than 24 hours, they were boarded on a vehicle with people that they didn't know in unknown territory. I'm sure they were scared to death, and yes, I am being a voice for the voiceless, and having shock collars put on them in less than 24 hours. There was no bite histories. One of the dogs I know personally, and I am very upset to understand why these dogs were shipped off, and I think there has to be an immediate resolution. I think these animals need to come back. You have sent them away to a facility that has not been checked out. As this other gentleman said, there is 24 counts of history on this gentleman. He does not supposedly have a certification for training. And I want to understand why, with all the shelters that are in between Florida and New York, that he would come here to Long Island to load up one dog and then wind up taking 3 more. And to the best of my knowledge, there's 22 more that's going to be leaving in the next couple of weeks. I would like to know, Mr. Clavin, are you aware of all the atrocities that are going on over at the shelter? I also would like to know why there's no pages that they're actually portraying with bios for the dogs. There's a few volunteers that I see that put up dogs, the Invisible 8 and all of this. I don't see anybody, paid employees at the shelter, going around taking pictures and presenting bios for the public to see that it's not just potentially Pitbull Alley. There's a lot of beautiful dogs over there that could be adopted if somebody could portray them for the public to see.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it. If you'd like to send an email and we could follow up with you, that's great. Next, I'm going to bring up Diane Madden. Hi, good evening. Name and address for the record.
Diane Madden, Hempstead. I'm here tonight. There was a resolution put before the board that allowed for an unlimited amount of dogs to go to an unlimited amount of unregulated facilities for an unlimited amount of tax dollars. I came to a meeting after that and I pleaded with the board to please implement some guidelines, some safety guidelines. That was not done, to my understanding. The town attorney was interested in some dates. I provided those dates. I've not heard back. I would appreciate a response to that email. If the town is not interested or they don't recognize the poor decisions coming out of that animal shelter, this not being the first, this is about the 4th that has left animals in dire straits. And I have to repeat that. Who would come from Florida, drive 2,000 miles in a borrowed camper, passing hundreds and thousands of dogs that will be killed in 5 days to pick up 4 dogs from a $6.3 million animal shelter to save them, a no-kill shelter, by the way. It makes no sense. I don't know what money's involved, but I'm pretty confident there's money involved, whether it's taxpayers' money or the public was exploited for money. I urge you to implement, consider those guidelines, and I urge you to go back and get those dogs. Those dogs are under the care of someone that has had a longer rap sheet than I've seen in many years. Very concerning. I just read a lawsuit that a child was almost killed by one of his dogs. The lawsuit was filed in 2021. So I'm not sure who's doing your vetting, but Supervisor Clavin, I'm still your biggest fan. They're not doing you any favors. I can promise you that. I am going to once again remind the board that it's essential. You still don't have a full-time trainer, highly accredited trainer on board. I urge them, you have some great staff there. You have a staff member, highly credentialed, probably more than some of the trainers that are there. And yet she's used to clean up dog doo and not training the fellow staff to be able to establish a program within the shelter so that you can make these decisions and you can rely on expertise instead of allowing someone, and by the way, Mr. Marino, I'd love to meet with you, someone that has taken a great opportunity to make really good decisions and has made really poor decisions. As far as the shock collars, I'm told that those shock collars were strapped on those dogs before they even left the shelter in the presence of people that were very disturbed about it. You have a lot of people at that animal shelter that do care about the animals and that are distraught that these animals are now in a place that has evictions and 24 counts against them, open cases. So you may want to, I understand you received another email today. You may want to.
Ms. Madden, and I appreciate, and I do read your emails, you know I do, and I appreciate all your passion, and I appreciate you actually saying nice things about, you know, the shelter, so everybody in this audience doesn't think it's all atrocities and bad people down there. I always read your emails, and I appreciate it, and you know I try and work with you. I don't have any other slips on the public comment. Is anybody else wish to be heard that did not sign in? If not, then have a wonderful evening and a safe drive home because it is raining outside. Thank you all very, very much.